Turn up my headphones. Turn me up. Turn me up. Turn me up.
Honk, honk. Honk, honk.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode AD of the Unpaid and Underrated podcast. The podcast for crew by crew, taking place a few days before Crew Falls. I am joined by Big Girthy Banana down there. Keith
Howdy,
Honeycutt.
howdy. Hello, hello.
And Big Andy from Bremmy Strong, right? Got that right?
Yeah.
All right. So,
And
evidence
you?
people, I do my homework. Oh, I'm Joey.
There you go.
It's not about me. I forget to introduce myself every time I do the
It's-
intro.
It's
All good, man.
facts.
The people know you.
By now, I think somebody does. I've only been recognized in public once.
Really?
Yeah, and it's my buddy Mitch. He's probably listening right now. He's a chef down in Hamilton. He didn't know who I was at first, but he saw the Massonomics gear and came over and introduced himself. And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm Big Joey. I do Unpaid and Underrated." And he was just like, "Oh," and he's an avid listener. So
Heck yeah.
yeah, it was really cool. At the Arnold, I get recognized all the time, but big celebrity for 3 days.
That's where you're known, man. In the lifting world.
Yeah, in this one niche little area of the world. All
Yeah.
right. I already commented on it, but what are you wearing?
I got the classic Lift Hard, Live Easy classic original tee that I got brokenhearted that I couldn't go the first year, and then same thing second year. So
Yeah.
I have all of the apparel, just haven't been there yet.
Yeah.
We must be twinning it up over here because that's the shirt I'm wearing, buddy. I was like, I'm wearing the OG Lift Hard Live Easy Classic as well.
Yeah, in a shocking, honestly, was not planned. I actually have that on under for the Live Hard Live Easy 2
Yeah, that's
underneath
close.
this
Oh,
one.
nice.
Nice. That's good stuff. Almost
then
the
I
trifecta, but we'll take it.
Yeah, I got my Lyft hoodie on over it because my wife has decided part of saving money is freezing daddy. So I'm now just cold all the time.
Well, Keith, I don't know if you remember, but we have been twinning a couple times. I've tagged you on Instagram just randomly wearing the hoodie or something.
Ah, nice.
What are you drinking?
It's bound to happen.
What are you drinking over there? I heard you got some beers.
I got some Sam Adams Winter Lager, and then
I fucking love
got-
Sam Adams Winter Lager.
I got a LaCroix Raz Cranberry to fill in.
I had a
Yeah, this
giant
stuff
glass.
is okay. It's not the one that I thought it was. I thought it was the Oktoberfest when I bought it, but that's because what he wanted. But
Oktoberfest was good, but I recall when I was a bartender, we had the winter ale on tap. It was amazing.
yeah, it's not bad at all.
I pretty much downed an entire glass of water right before doing this, so I'm finishing off this beer, and then I'm probably gonna have 16 pee breaks.
Yeah. So I got to call out one of the Davids here, the American David. He gave a sparkling water, he gave a Waterloo Cherry Limeade a 1.5 or 1.25 out of 5 a few minutes ago, and that that kind of didn't sit well with me, so that's what I'm drinking tonight, in spite of one of the Davids. And I wouldn't say it's a 5 out of 5. It might not be the best Waterloo, but it's still pretty damn good. Any Waterloo is pretty much better than most other drinks out there. So I don't know what he's smoking to give that rating, but I don't know. We definitely did disagree with you tonight, David.
Oh man, when Nate posted the thing from the David's toothpaste, and he was like, "Oh great, I can't wait to explain all my jokes to this thing all weekend." Ah, my God, I belly laughed. Like I full on, like Morgan was like, "What can be that funny?" That was good. That was a good joke.
Mm-hmm.
It was a deep cut. I've got a beer.
Deep cuts.
Got my Keats in recognition of big old scants. I started drinking it out of a glass again. I found it upset
Like a gentleman should.
Yeah, I just found it upset my stomach a little less. Like I didn't get so bloated so quick.
So
I thought you had one of those Jägermeister freezer coolers behind you at first, and I was like, okay, what kind of podcast are we going to be doing?
I should put that on my Christmas list. Morgan asked me for a Christmas list, but I don't want anything. Like her and all of you guys and my friends are sending me to Crew Falls in a few days. Like there's no better gift for my birthday and Christmas. So I put on just wild shit. I was like, I want barefoot boots. I want an Aztec death whistle. I want like Massonomics gift cards, just dumb shit. Like I don't know what she thinks she's gonna get me. But I should have put on a Jaeger fridge. I want to when I build the gym fully in the basement. If I come into like some good money, I'm gonna get one of those down there.
If you had a kegerator and a Jägermeister freezer,
Yep.
you would never have to leave.
Yeah, I drink an uncanny amount of Jaeger. My liver's probably black.
Oh, so speaking of black, we had the Black Friday drop last week. We kind of missed the episode. Well, this should be the first episode since that hit. So did anybody pick anything up? That was they had several new items on that, and they had the mystery crew item, which I did. I wasn't up right. I did end up, being vindicated on my guess of the lift
You
shorts
nailed
on.
that.
And so I picked up 2 pairs of those, and super excited. What about you guys? Did you get anything?
I did. I bought the crew only shorts myself,
Nice.
and then every year for Christmas, my aunt is just like, I know Massonomics Black Friday drop is, or whatever drop, whenever is the time frame, and she's like, just pick some stuff out. So
Nice.
I know that Tanner's probably like, Jackie for Bremmy, like what is? I don't understand.
Now he gets it. He reads those things like intently. Like if Mary reads 1,000 books a year, Tanner reads 1,000 order comments a year. Like he has
I bet
to.
that's a good like. I want it like who? Well, no, yeah, he has to get. They have to get more orders than she reads books.
I don't know, dude. I heard she reads a
She
lot.
reads a lot of books, but
I'm not putting money on that one.
Yeah.
Because he said she read like 100 books a month or 40, 50, like multiple books a day. It seemed like
like 3 or 4 books a day. It was insane.
Yeah, no, that's uncanny.
That would be a good toss up. So I guess we'll get big math on that and get back to you with an answer at some point in the future, crew.
We'll send that one out to the scientists. No, I was gonna say something there. Yeah, I got the shorts. I'm just gonna pick them up from Tanner. Canada Post is on strike, so nothing's making it up to Canada from anywhere.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, I was like, nah. I said, if I order something, can you just bring it to Crew Falls? And he said, no problem, which is dope. Yep. Awesome, Tanner. Great customer service.
I'm stoked for Crew Falls. That's why we're recording this early. It doesn't really affect the fans or anything, but like, if we mentioned or anything, it's just because Joey and I gotta leave like 40. There's 40 loyal listeners out there.
Cart might be busy.
A podcast that is friends with a podcast that has millions of listeners.
Yeah. And we get mentioned once a week. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But, speaking of that, did you guys listen? Oh, yeah. Did you listen last week?
Yeah.
The pros and cons?
The pros and cons of the home gym. Yeah. It was an in-depth one. I think I listened to the first half live and then had to, wait till Sunday to finish it up. As far as specifics, man, I agreed and disagreed. I'm trying. I need to like start taking notes because like every now and then there is things and I'm like, God damn it, I really disagree with that, or like let's bring that up, and then it's just like 90% of the time I'm not in a position to actually like stop and make a note or anything. But I can't get enough home gym talk, so I always give a any home gym talk episode 5 out of 5 crew fall airplane rides.
Any episode that they talk about Keith is his favorite episode. Just a heads up.
That is true. That is very, very true.
There was one thing I was thinking, and I'll get back to that in a second. One thing I was thinking is when they were talking about the social aspects of a home gym and how some people might miss the regular gym, and I don't think they talked enough about the people that don't fucking want other people around. And that's the people like me, where like I went in today for that squat session, and it was a 25-minute workout. And it was I did every movement Juggernaut did every rest period. The only thing I did was skip warm-ups, and I'm moving into trying to be a little more raw, so like I'm not fighting with belts and sleeves and shit. So 25 minutes, and like you could not do that at a commercial gym.
No
one.
Right, you just wait 25 minutes to get an open rack.
Yeah, like you wouldn't get in there, get your squats done, get your accessories done, and get up and shower and be down in half an hour, 45 minutes, right? So for me, the pro of a home gym is there's nobody around, and I like it that way. Now, at like Saturday when I'm lifting with friends, that's great, but that's like a treat. That's not how I want my training.
Yeah.
There was also something Tanner said, and I put it in Discord, where he said, don't bring up your one exception to the rule.
Yeah.
I never realized it, but when he said that sentence, he formulated and crystallized my hatred for when people do that. It makes me so mad. And at work, it happens a lot, right? Because I don't want to get too far into the weeds of my work, but it'll be like, oh no, I've traveled over there and I know that this network doesn't have service. And they'll go, well, I was fine. And it's like, dude, like I'm trying to save you from like the hardship of having to come back and return all this. Like, just listen to me. I'm telling you, there's no network there. Or, you're training somebody and you're like, oh, when you do this, this happens. So try and do it this way. And they're like, well, it worked for me last week. And I'm like, shut up. Like, I'm the manager, 11 years, been doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually apparently one of those things that just drives me utterly insane. And like, you can see me get red in the face when people do it. So thank you, Tanner, for putting into sentence my severe hatred for people that do that. So with that, I'm going to give that 5 out of 5 new lift shorts.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Nice.
Keith left.
Yeah. I thought it was like y'all said, home gym stuff. That is right up my alley. So I loved every minute of it. They did a lot of line riding. A lot of pros were cons. A lot of cons were pros. But I felt the same way, and I feel the same way you do. Like, having a session with my boys is one of my favorite things in here. Just getting a bunch of people and lifting. But 9 times out of 10, it's so much easier just to get in here, get the work done, go.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, and it's also really funny hearing Tommy talk about this home gym. Like, it's just stopping right now. Like, it's just it keeps going and going, and I'm like, oh, man, that second stall is going to be full.
I will give Tommy a little bit of shit. He made it sound like he wasn't anti-home gym. Like, I think I talked to him multiple times about trying to persuade him to a home gym, like ever since he moved to Sioux Falls, and it was just like, no, I'm not a home gym guy. I'm not a home gym guy. I was like, you were emphatically an anti-home gym guy for well over, well, I mean, I guess he wouldn't have to be a home gym guy in Aberdeen, but from the time he moved to Sioux Falls, he was there for almost 2 years, I think, or at least a year before he'd pulled the trigger. So I was like, you were very much an anti-home gym guy, Thomas, but we're glad you came around.
He was an anti-home gym guy until he had to go to commercial gyms.
Yeah,
Right?
that's what I was going to say, because he wasn't anti-home gym. He just didn't realize that Massonomics gym was a home gym.
Yeah.
So it just kind of, once he got to a real commercial gym and fought all that, then he was like, yeah, no,
F that noise. What's your rating, Andy?
I 5 out of 5 Tanner's handwritten notes.
That's a first, I think.
We can build on the home gym a little bit more. So I want to congratulate Big Jess. She was crew number 10 to make it to the No Wine Cellar this last weekend. Her and Matt came over for a little Thanksgiving lift. I get together every year. It was the first time Jess had been able to come. She was trying to come, I think, on my birthday in the summer, and her kid got sick. Or no, her babysitter was her sister, and her sister went into labor, so she had to kind of.
That's the opposite of her kid was sick.
Yeah. Well,
brand new.
Yeah, I mean, her sister got sick.
You couldn't have got more opposite.
Her kid was involved because he didn't have childcare. So,
yeah,
close enough. But I just thought that was cool. And then it sent me down the weeds once she had signed it to I went through my whole spreadsheet of who's signed my banner. I'm like, oh. This is literally including myself, because fuck you guys. I can include myself on the banner and shit like that. There have been 10 crew that have trained at my house, and I just think that's pretty cool. And I think currently I would say I'm probably going to hold the record right up until we're all at Tommy's house playing with his golden PP. So that was pretty cool.
I wish I could be there for that.
Yeah.
As weird as that sounds.
I've got a little bit of a quick game that I want, Andy, we got a question for you. So, a little bit about Joey and I. So I want you to guess who has more piercings, Joey or Keith?
Ooh, I'd have to say Joey.
And I think that would be the general consensus of what everybody would think. But
Yeah.
unless he lied on his story, Joey has no piercings, and I've had an earring that I haven't worn in 20 years. But
Really?
yeah,
Hey, are you
I was.
counting that?
Well, I could. Okay, so I haven't
Because
worn it regularly in 20 years, but I definitely put one in. Oh,
I
you're going by.
I have a hole from when my mom decided when I was like 5 that it was the cool thing for kids to do. And then it got infected and I'd never worn it since. And every once in a while,
Gotcha.
my wife has to squeeze garbage out of it.
Okay, so
I
technically
thought that I saw
we're
Joey
tied.
with. I thought Joey used to have this. You didn't have this?
Never.
Hmm.
Not a piercings guy.
Oh, I'm thinking of Jonathan.
Yeah, that's Oldham.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean they're similar. No, I would
Joey, Jonathan, whatever.
Yeah,
I rocked an
he's only
earring.
3 feet taller than me and over 200 pounds more.
I'd say I rocked a piercing from like 10 to 19 or 10 like I was
Oh,
young. Like I was like third or fourth grade and I got my ear pierced and I think I stopped wearing it probably a year or two out of high school.
yeah.
My wife Stephanie did not like it. She was not a fan, so that probably contributed to just like not putting the effort into it anymore and
I
yeah.
don't know if that counts then, because like I
I could
have
put
the
it
place where a piercing was, but no, you
yeah.
wouldn't be able to re-pierce it anytime soon.
What kind of
I could
earring did you have in there, though?
Me?
No, Keith.
Oh, I was gonna say
oh
like I don't know, I was like 5.
I would wear I kind of just a plain like fake diamond like a small diamond the small ball like the small silver ball or the hoop. I did the hoop a lot. This would have been like I don't know like mid 90s to early 2000s. So
I didn't know if you were an early adopter of like the hanging cross and the broccoli hair.
I think no, definitely didn't have any broccoli here. I don't think I ever had a cross. I think I had actually my mom had like an old peace sign earring that like was that she had in like a keepsake drawer or something, and I think she gave it to me when I got my ear pierced, and I wore it a couple times. But I think that was almost more of like a Halloween costume. I think I wore it as a wore going to like a 70s dude one day.
Yeah, I think the Lost Boys definitely ruined a lot of our ears in the early 90s. Um, all right, do you want to do one of yours? Because then I can finish off
Sure.
with mine.
Yeah. I'll touch the so I'll do both mine real quick. So another little recap on the home gym hub. A bunch of us made it into a secondary round. Well, a bunch of it was me and Carp, and I think it was just me and Carp, but we made it into an additional round, which is kind of like I don't know. I think it's the most infamous home gyms, which I don't know where the kid where the guy's getting his numbers from because they have like The Rock and stuff on there, which I actually went head to head to The Rock and I beat him, but they haven't come out with a poll yet to say that. But I know I beat him, which in no world should I beat The Rock in anything if The Rock was ever if The Rock acknowledged the tag and put it in a story. Obviously, I wouldn't win, but the kid's got like 2,000 followers, so it's basically like half of those. Like, out of all his followers, I think a lot of them are like people that I correspond with, so of course they're going to vote for the guy they know. So I just thought that was still kind of cool, though. And I think Carp's going up against Joe Rogan this week, so that'll be a funny one. But I imagine Carp will win, honestly. But so yeah, that poll's actively going. So if anyone sees the crew on that, go vote for him. And then one other thing, Joey, did you get a chance to listen to Thanksgiving episode at all?
Yeah, and I think I said like I wish I had been on that episode because I was in the car, I was in my car screaming. I was like, "No, that's wrong!" Right? Like I was. Oh yeah, I definitely had a lot of opinions on that, but that's also the fun of listening to you
I
guys,
enjoyed
right?
it.
Listening to
Yeah.
my friends.
Did you specifically remember when Scant said that you were possibly wrong with you had volunteered, was it tortillere, the meat pie,
Yeah.
saying that you guys have it on like holiday stuff, and Scant says it's 100% not a holiday thing. Is there anything you want to address with that?
Well, it's just that that's when my wife makes it. The
Gotcha.
only
So
time I ever get it, and I go out and I buy her fancy game meats, like we'll do venison or elk, or like we'll make like a good meat pie, but we only do it on holidays and bring it to the family events. So for me,
gotcha,
tortilla is a holiday event.
gotcha.
And that was it. I was just like, yeah, I get that. Like other people, it might not be. It's actually probably a decent breakfast thing because if you put cranberry sauce on it, it's top tier,
That would be good.
right? Yeah. But no, I
Sounds
no.
like Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's honestly, and Scance described it perfectly. It's like a gravyless, savory meat pie. Like it's amazing when she makes it, and it's got like sometimes she put like roasted chestnuts or squash or something in it, right? Because as somebody who doesn't eat sweets, that's ideal for me, right?
Yeah. See that?
All right, is that it? Is that
Cool.
all you wanted to ask about that?
Did you want to rate last week's episode since didn't get a chance, you weren't on it? So it was one of the few episodes you've actually like listened to, not being a host or,
Oh, it was
a
incredible. And
contributor.
from a personal perspective, I think I said it to you guys in the Discord. It was really cool to listen to you guys and kind of feel like I just know you guys, which is a wild thing that we've done here
Hmm.
with the crew. Is like I could feel myself just smiling and being like, yeah, these are my friends. Like these are people I know and I talk to regularly and I've hung out with. Right? Like I might only see you guys once or twice a year, but like that felt so good to listen to you guys on my podcast, our podcast, and be like, like it's awesome. Like I didn't have to be there and you guys handled it and it was great. It was a great episode. And Nate, I know you're listening. You're pretty good at hosting.
Yeah, he's
Like
so
you're
self-deprecating, but it's
yeah,
like,
but like you're funny. Get over
yeah,
it.
yeah.
You're chaotic, you're hilarious. You're not the king of segues like Keith or the troll king like me, but like, you've got your aspects and you're amazing. So you should probably do this a little more often too.
And he was a much better on-screen presence because he had the Druthers background and not the flaming emoji. Not his usual background is actual moving flames, and it's just so fucking distracting, and I can't focus on like what he's saying. So it's like I almost have to like take his screen off the my computer when it's up there. So I was very happy that he changed his background that episode.
And we're gonna work on getting me that soundboard, I think.
That would be, oh God, he did that live. When he hit me with fucking wrong again, Keith, and then the Tanner, I fucking laughed my ass
Every
off.
time that Disturbed Turkey hit, I laughed my ass off.
Yeah.
And it was one of
Yeah.
those you'd think you'd get tired of it, but nope,
No,
I did not.
it was a good one.
All
And
right.
I could definitely do some like future tier. Like I was because I've watched some like tier YouTube stuff, and it's just like this is fucking dumb. You don't even know like you don't know what you're talking about enough to rate this stuff. But since it was like food, like everyone, I mean,
Yeah.
it was I could
Everybody
take
eats.
everyone's. Yeah, it was just so much more easier to like be like everyone has everyone had valid opinions and like knowledge on stuff. But so keep an eye out in the future, see what else we do with obviously we'd love our interviews, but every few months it's nice to do something different.
Yeah, and doing this 52 weeks a year
Yeah, no thanks.
takes toll. I'm surprised you even got on that episode because like
I think
you were bragging about how you wanted a break,
I did.
and then you
we
still
still
got
got
on that
break.
episode. Yeah,
I almost rather double duty just to get the week off, like because we did the Tuesday Thursday, and I haven't recorded in like 11 days or something. It's been awesome.
Yep.
So all right.
All right. So I have something that is essentially the opposite of supporting our supporting members. So as you guys know, on December 1st, Whamageddon began. And for those of you who don't know the rules of Whamageddon, despite me explaining them every year and talking about it in Discord. So Whamageddon is you have to avoid listening to Last Christmas by Wham from December 1st to December 24th. You lose the moment you realize what song it is. And then you're supposed to post on social media and say you got whammed. I don't know the history of it. I've heard there's some problems with it, but like, shut up. It's a fun game. So every week, I want to acknowledge our fallen brothers and sisters. For those who have gone to Wamhala and have been Whamageddoned. I do believe on December 2nd, Big Ryan Erickson, injured Ryan, he went. He only lasted 2 days. So, Skull Brother, and those of you that get hit, tag me, tell me, and we will honor your memory here on Unpaid and Underrated.
That's like an impossible task. I don't understand how.
I know. It's like, so obviously, like, I'm playing, like, it's a fun game, and I'm playing up the concept. But today, Morgan texted me, and she's like, I think we need to go to the mall. And in my head, I was just like, oh no, that's where they get you. Like if it's I have the luck of working with somewhere where we don't play Christmas music. Right. And, but as soon as she's like, oh, let's go to the mall, I was like, oh no. Like I'm putting in my headphones. Like I'm dropping you off and not coming.
Dude, like a gas station or anything.
Oh yeah. It's going to get you. Covers don't count. It has to be the original version. Because I know there's a really good rock cover out there that's kind of worked its way into the zeitgeist or whatever we call it for Christmas.
Didn't Jimmy Eat World cover that?
That's actually who I think it is, to be honest. And
We were literally talking about Jimmy Eat
yeah,
World in the Discord today.
yeah. Uh,
Weird.
so yeah, and then like even today, like I'm scrolling. I was just doom scrolling because I've been working 10-hour shifts for like 7 days straight. So I finally had some time to just do nothing. And the whole time I'm scrolling, and I was going, I'm gonna get whammed on my own phone. And then like I come into the kitchen and I hear Morgan go, "Hey Siri, play Christmas music." And I was like, I froze, and she's like, "By Michael Bublé." I was like, "Oh, thank God!" Right? Like, I was like, "Did you just try and wham assassin me? Did you just try and like get me before it even starts? Like, that's not fair. You can't do that to your friends." So anyway, yeah. Oh yeah, divorce, immediate divorce. So there you go, Whamageddon, our first installment of this
Fallen Soldier,
our fairly new
Fallen
segment.
Crew.
Yeah, the Fallen Soldiers of Whamageddon.
Rest in peace.
Well, Ryan's always in pieces, so
Yeah, I know he's already beat
it's
us.
fitting that it's him. All right, Andy. I think that's more or less our general topics. Unless you just see anything on the old Instagram this week that we needed to talk about, anything, any lifting news or crew news that we missed.
I don't know. I think y'all pretty much covered everything. I mean, because I'm just catching up with.
Yeah, I feel like that sometimes, dude. Like, what was frustrating too, just a minute ago, like the Discord had like, I don't know, I was up to date all of it, pretty much most of the day, the best I could, and then like right when I'm like getting ready to like, kind of do like the final touches on the show notes and everything, and just make sure I'm like, everything kind of give it a one last glaze over, and then like I'm tagged in like 12 things. Fucking every goddamn channel has new comments and posts. I'm like, son of a bitch. So yeah, it's like it's just so very active. But yeah, this is the time where we kind of hand it over to you and let you hit us with a little Massonomic sponsor read if you got something ready for the for the crew.
Sure. All right. Do you believe Red Robin is real? Do you think 14 eggs can be any meal? Is lifting and drinking all you know? If you have answered yes to any of these questions, the Massonomics podcast is for you. For the small fee of $3 per month, you can join the Discord and become a crew member. This is where you can finally understand those inside jokes. Hurry up, there's only 3 spots left. Massonomics, the lifting podcast about nothing.
Nice. Well done. Well done. Well, I'm sure Carp's here, probably one of the Ryans, there's definitely a few other people in here. So we get rid of all those guys and we can get that guest on the horn. So, Big Andy, is that you, buddy?
That's me.
Hey, welcome to the Unpaid and Underrated podcast. How we doing tonight?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Wonderful, wonderful. So let's just dive right in. So want to hear your Massonomics origin story. So how'd you find them? When'd you join crew? Where's your backlog kind of journey going? Just give me all that.
So I can't remember the exact timeline of when I started listening. It was pretty early. I think it was like 2018, 2019, something like that. But I found them. One of my buddies had sent me an Instagram post that had one of their stickers on something, and we were like, that's a cool sticker. And I ended up finding them, and I think I ordered the shorts, and without even knowing like about the podcast or anything really. And then I listened to the podcast, and then I went on a deep dive. I pretty much listened to the entire backlog, but I just I don't know, I went deep into it, and then I joined the Discord in March of 22. So yeah, and funny story about that is I actually fell for the 3 spots left thing. I really did. I was like, shit, there's only 3 spots. I was like, maybe I should do it. And then I joined, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's the oldest thing.
Well, I mean, it was a plausible guess, because I mean they were the first to make this paywall thing,
Yeah, they were the first company behind
to have content behind it. So like you probably think that there would be a cap because like could the server handle an unlimited amount? Like I don't know.
That's really exactly what I thought. I was like, I mean, what is there, like 20 people on here? And then I go around, and there's like 70 people like just chatting the whole day.
That's great.
But yeah, and then I don't know. I just those guys have been awesome. When I started doing Bremmy stuff, because I think I was listening to Massonomics and buying Massonomics before I started Bremmy,
Okay.
and I mean I was building equipment, but I didn't have the name Bremmy, and they always helped me out. They did some advertising for me. I built some stuff for them, and they just always been awesome.
Yeah, they have some hooks from you I know of,
Yep, I
right?
got J hooks, and yeah, actually both of them. I didn't even
Yep.
think about that until right now. Both of
Yep.
them got
Yep. No, that was in my notes. Yeah, because you would have sent the OG pair to Tanner and Massonomics Jim, and then you got the custom red ones for Tommy.
Yep.
Do you guys remember Don't Mess with the Zohan?
Vaguely.
Yes.
Yeah, so like
He was the hairdresser, right?
yeah, it was easily one of the best Adam Sandler movies. And it's how the one store is just called Going Out of Business. Like that's just the name of the store to try and get
Yeah.
people to come in and think that all the prices are slashed. That's essentially what the
Funny.
3 spots left thing is. It murders me.
And they got
They
That
got
is
you.
really good. That does crack me up. All right. So just so everyone knows who we're talking to, do you want to hit us with your your Instagram handles, and if your Discord is anything different, or what your business name is,
and
and your
and
actual.
where you're from if you want to talk
Yeah.
geography.
Well, I'm Andy Downs. I own Bremmy Products, and I'm in Chesapeake, Virginia. My shop is Professional Welding. That's in Norfolk, Virginia, but that's where I run Bremmy through. And I'm Bremmy Strong on Instagram, or my personal is Andy Pandy with 2 A's. But and then my website is BremmyProducts.com. I just make everything gym equipment. About 90% of my work is just custom orders. People just hit me up for the most random things. But yeah, and I'm in Virginia, Chesapeake, Virginia, if I didn't say that, but I'm 15 minutes away from the Carolina line. So I'm really Southern Virginia.
Is
Yeah,
Virginia as big as New York?
fuck off. That actually is a good one. Virginia is. I don't know. I grew up in West Virginia, so
I'm not letting it go away, man.
Virginia's.
I'm not letting it go
I
away.
someone can Google that, but I would bet Virginia's.
Virginia's pretty big.
That'd be close. I think
Yeah,
I would say New York might edge it out by like a couple percent.
So there's a Virginia and a West Virginia.
yes.
There's no East Virginia.
No, there's no relation to the West Virginia and Virginia too. It's 2 different states.
Well, of course, like South Dakota, North Dakota, that makes sense. And one
Yeah.
is north of the other.
Yeah.
But like, wouldn't one be South Virginia and the other be West Virginia or something? Interesting.
Well, then you're going to start the argument that is Virginia Southern, and everybody here is like, yeah, we're
Yeah.
from the South, but
Well, you're south of West Virginia.
yeah, yes, north of North Carolina, but
Yeah. American geography is fun.
yeah, I'm not good at it.
Are you on the Hall of Fame at all? Well, you
No,
are now. Like this is at least number 1. So
Yeah, I was just looking at it because I haven't marked it off, but I have a couple of questionable ones too, like being on a my voice on the Massonomics podcast. No, they played a clip of me from another podcast.
okay.
So
I
like
wonder that
I've
I
got
think
some
that you
weird
should have
ones.
to ask that. Did they introduce you?
No, they just said this
Oh,
is
okay.
Andy on the Garage Gym Radio podcast, and then just stuff like that.
I think
But
you got an argument there that counts. They said your name and your voice was there.
yeah,
I
I
think
still
you got an
I've
argument.
got like 6 or 7 that I need to get before I'm getting on this Hall of Fame. But I did sign up for the Lift Hard, Live Easy 3. So
Nice. Live hard, live
that'll
3Z.
check, yeah, that'll check quite a few off of there. But yeah, I got to get the Arnold's a tough one. But I do want to do Crew Falls next year too. So
I would argue that Arnold is the most fun one. Today I had some people just asking me about like Joey Swole, and then I introduced Huck Finn Barbell, and they were like, "Well, we don't know who that is." And I got to describe how, like, well, once a year, me and Huck Finn Barbell get together and act like complete menaces at the Arnold.
That
And
sounds awesome.
yeah, I'm normally like a pretty calm and reserved dude, but when me and him get together, it's just loud and drinking
I
and
think you
yeah.
kind of have to with him.
Oh, absolutely. And I can when I have to match his energy. Obviously not his strength or physique, but that energy he has, I can get up there with him. And yeah, so it was just like all I could think is like, God, I love the Arnold. It's just like a lawless land of people acting stupid.
Well, it's one of those ones I want to do. I I'm trying to recruit my boys and go to a few different things.
Hmm. Well, the
Look,
Arnold's definitely one of them.
3Z, that was the big one. I was just like, man, because like I said, I skipped the last 2 years, and I was like, I just have to do it. I was talking to my wife. I just did a powerlifting meeting. She was like, just sign up for it, just do it.
Hmm. I attended one. I competed at one. And I don't think I'll be at the next one. But it just becomes too pricey to travel across the continent constantly. So what's your supporting membership number? And then we'll kind of get into the crazy stuff.
125.
Nice. I think you beat Big Matt Mostly Squat videos.
I think I did.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
heard
'cause
him on here. I was listening to the backlog, and I heard him, and I think he said like 140 or something. I was like, damn.
Yeah, and
Surprised.
then now he's like 400 because he let his credit card lapse.
Come
Yeah.
on, man.
Yeah, come on, Matt. I owe Matt another episode if I'm being honest, because I was dying during his episode, and I think I could have had
You
more
were.
fun.
I just listened to that one, and I was like, damn, you sound miserable, dude.
Oh man, yeah, I ended up going to the emergency the next day because I had a sinus infection.
Oh God.
Yeah, like I
You
literally
sounded
felt
rough.
like my head was gonna pop out of my skull. So speaking of Big Matt, I think I don't know if it's the same Big Matt, but he was wondering what got you into welding.
Um, that is just my family business. My dad, there's pictures of me sitting on top of the welder in diapers, and he's welding right next to me. So he worked for another welding company for like 12 years before he started our family business, which was pro welding, professional welding. And I was going to college. I was going to be an English teacher, and I got 2 years in and realized that's not what I wanted to do. And then I switched to art and did 2 years of that. And I was like, this is not what I want to do either. So I was like, why don't I just go work for the family? And they did not want me to work there at first, but and now I'm just kind of running the show. So
That's convenient.
yeah, it's cool, man.
That's
It's
really dope.
very cool.
Well, we got a lot of stuff here going. Uh, so I believe because Keith is just logging in, I will cover him for
I
what
got you.
background is that?
It's I don't even know. It looks like it was the page for the meme account for my gym that I'm not sure why it's on my phone Zoom.
Because you're the meme page.
No, I'm really not.
Yep. Admin
I
reveal.
loathe that meme page. It makes it so much harder for me to tag my own fucking gym. It's like, God damn it.
Admin reveal.
I do appreciate the banter and the joke, but it makes my life so much harder on Instagram.
Where does the nickname 80 cents come from? Is that just
Oh God, I knew that was coming. Yeah, so like I said, my initials AD, and then people called me 80, and that turned into 80 cent because in my high school period, 50 cent was really popular. So, and I would occasionally have a couple beers and start rapping. So,
No, I actually rapped for the first time in a long time, a couple weeks ago. So
there's always that one guy at the party, and he just goes up in your ear and he starts rapping.
Oh, I was at karaoke, so it doesn't count.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah, it was a pretty big crowd, and this other lady rapped, and I was like, well, no, I want to rap. Actually, in the video I posted today, I used Glorilla because I knew we were interviewing you today.
Very
It's
nice.
like this is for you, I guess, in some weird way. So least fun, most fun. I'm gonna do that for Keith because he's kind of
I got it. I'm here.
Oh, okay. I
I'm
can't see you,
I'm
buddy.
just no, I'm basically on my phone and I need to be able to look at the show notes because my computer is completely frozen. So I'm gonna just be audio probably. So
Get a
Big Andy.
damn new laptop.
Yeah, well, it's financially something that someone should have done instead of buying a bunch of orange fucking SPD equipment, probably, but that's okay. So Big Andy, I'm going to hit you here. Relatively new game we have here, least fun, most fun. I'm going to give you a general topic, and you kind of just go through it and give me the least fun and most fun thing about it. So, least fun, most fun. Doing your first powerlifting meet.
Oh, okay. Least fun is getting red lights for sure. um, I did not know what I was getting into. I went into a very strict meet that was very serious, and I was expecting like some lift hard, live easy vibes, and it was not that at all. It
No.
was
Not,
it
not,
was
it was USAPL, right?
yeah, USAPL, and it
Could have guessed
actually
it.
Big Matt put me on to it. He told me about the guy Saber that runs the meet, and he was like, "It's a great meet," and it was so professional. It was awesome, but there's just so many more rules that I didn't understand. Like backing out, I missed my first two squats because I backed out, and when they gave me the squat command, I moved my feet again, and they told me to re-raise the barbell. I didn't know that, so. Most fun is getting a total and having genuinely like the nicest people to like just help you with whatever. Like everybody there when I was like, yeah, it's my first meet, they're just like, come here. Like, well, and also, Ray Williams helped me. So
Yeah, that's dope.
that was surreal, man.
That's
and
money time, right? It's money time, Ray Williams, right?
Yeah. He saw me out. He saw that I was struggling. He was like, dude, is this your first meet? And I was like, yeah. He was like, come on. And he was the one giving me commands and telling me what to do. So
That's incredible.
yeah, it was awesome, man.
I think if I had some advice, do one more before the lift hard, live easy, because you'll never do another one after the lift hard, live easy, because they will never be as good. I'm pretty much retired now because like I've done so many here. I've done 2 feds here and then did the lift hard, live easy. And then I was like, it can be like this. It doesn't have to be like that. And as much as and again, like even I don't want to put anything off of the ones I've done here. They even reached out and asked me to volunteer at their meet this weekend when I'm in Crew Falls because I love it there. I love the crew. I love the team. But like, it's just so different to go the lift hard, live easy and have all your friends and like there's no influencers and it's just so different. You're just like, it'll never be the same again.
Yeah, watching the recap videos, watching the live stream, because I watched both of the live streams and just being in the Discord and talking to everyone while it's going on, I was like, I had the worst FOMO. Like,
yep.
I was just like, maybe I should have done this both times.
Good. That's our goal. We're the biggest marketing team Massonomics has.
All the unpaid interns.
Yep. Well, I'm sad I won't see you there, but maybe one of the Crew Falls or the Arnold.
Yeah, for sure.
Arnold's in March. It's not too far from you. What is it? 15, 16 hours?
Yeah, it can't be that far. Right? He's south. Oh wow. So speaking of Virginia, I know you had just mentioned Big Matt? If it was already covered, just ignore it. Have you met up with any of the crew, or are you so far south that you're not even like close to Murph or Matt?
No, I saw when I was at the meet, I saw 2 cars with Massonomic stickers, and I was like, sweet, like there's going to be crew in here. And then at the meet, there was no one. And I thought that Big Matt might be there because he said, he was like, I've done a bunch of Sabres meets, and he really got me to do that meet. And but no, I haven't met with any other. The only other crew members, there's another powerlifting gym over here, Southside Barbell, and I see that Massonomic was always reposting them, and I was like, that's like 4 minutes from my shop, but I've never met any of these people, so I don't know.
Yeah, well, maybe this podcast will help find some more local crew that you didn't realize were there, possibly. If not, it's that is crazy though. People would have a Massonomic sticker on their
That's
truck or
wild.
something, and then like
Yeah.
they weren't recognizable, because I don't know how many people that like have that kind of branding on their vehicle that aren't
I
as
know.
deep as we are.
Well, they were two cars side by side, and they had the lift vinyl sticker. And I was like, that's like the OG one too. So
That would infuriate me.
yeah,
That
because
like
I was
if I saw that and went into the building and was like looking around, being like, okay, like who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Like that would bother me. I would go around to everybody and go, is that your car? Is that your car? Is that your car? Like,
yeah. And that's the sweatshirt that I had on was the Massonomic sweatshirt. So I was like, somebody's going to see this, dude. Somebody's got to see this. And because I was trying to check off another one of my Hall of Fame list, but
of course. Yeah. And you know what? It's probably normies. They just saw it and were like, hey, this is cool.
they were like me a
Yeah.
long time ago. They bought the sticker first, and then
It's where it starts. The clown makeup starts.
yeah.
So I know I heard a little bit about your business and all that, and how you got into welding. As someone that's gotten into strongman lately, what kind of strongman equipment have you built in the past, or is that something you guys? I know are you more powerlifting specific, or are you doing some strongman equipment as well?
I want to. When I first started training, like when this is like 7 years ago, we were just doing all of the weirdest stuff. Like we would have strongman days. We would have, but I didn't know any of it was. So like the first thing I built was a squat rack for my buddy. He lives 2 houses down. And then the next thing he was like, can you build farmer handles? And I was like, yeah. And he sent me a picture of them. So we were doing that like every week. And then we got, the big heavy sled pulls. We were doing the rope sled pulls and stuff. And I was kind of doing strongman stuff without knowing it. But
Gotcha.
yeah, I have a really cool idea for some farmer's handles that I want to do too. So
I wish I had
I want,
room.
I want to get some new strongman stuff going.
That's the spirit. J-cups are boring. Let's do farmers' handles and logs.
Yeah.
I'm debating on bringing my farmer's handles downstairs. I've realized that if I clear my benches out of the way and walk all the way from like basically one wall of the house to the other wall of the house and into the laundry room, it's about 30-ish feet. Like, I mean, it was more like 36, but when you account like having to start where you're at and like do the turn, I just call it kind of 30. So I just don't know if I want to like, I don't know. I'm going to get like 20 feet with them and have to sit them down and then turn around with them. So I don't know.
Yeah. That's the part that sucks, is setting them down. But
have you? Do you think you're ever going to make it to Home Gym Con, or since you're more of a custom one-off stuff, like it's kind of you don't really have as much to display, kind of you don't have like inventory to kind of take down and display?
I do. I
Okay.
have stuff that I want to take. Like I'm getting ready to launch the spotter arms, and I was really. It's so hard with my regular business to
Gotcha.
put time aside to do all that because, yeah, I mean it's ideal. I've talked to Jake a ton, and he sends me emails, and he's like, "I hate to keep hassling you," and I'm like, "Man, I'm reading them, and
he loves to bombard people, but it's his job. He's got to, that's his baby. He's got to try to get as many vendors as he can. So it makes sense.
yeah, and I plan to. I probably won't this year, but I plan to. Once I get the spotter arm thing rolling, and I want to have my goal by the end of this year is to have my website kind of drawn down to a few more of the items that I do, like the regular stuff, and then just kind of nix a few things. And
if you had to put either a percentage or like do it in like hours a week, like how much is Bremmy versus your actual business? Like, I mean, your other business, like, are you like 80 hours at your business and 20 hours at Bremmy, or like, is it like 80, 20, 70, like however you want to equate it. So we kind of understand how much effort you're putting into both.
Yeah, I'd say it's probably about 80-20, but the difference is that with my regular workload, I'm there doing that, planning there. I'm physically doing that. And then I get home and Bremmy conversations, because I don't know if y'all know this, but people love talking about home gym stuff.
Oh, a little bit.
Yeah,
I get
I know one guy.
Yes, sir.
I get custom requests literally every day, and there some of them come out and they work out, but sometimes it's just like you have a 4-day conversation about a product that you never make.
Yeah, that's frustrating.
But yeah, no, and Bremy is that's my passion project, and I'm trying to make that work. It would be awesome to make it my full-time gig, but there's so many good people doing this stuff right now. Like I love where it's at. It's smaller, and I get to make really cool custom stuff that people are happy with. So
Nice.
if it stays that way, it stays that way. If it gets bigger, that's cool too.
It's a good mindset to have. You're not like putting all your eggs in the one basket and then like kind of going, fuck. So it's enjoy it, and if you stop enjoying it, walk away, I guess.
Speaking of baskets, are you still in the noon ball there?
Nice segue.
Yeah, I'm learning from the best,
Dude,
buddy.
That was a good one.
I was supposed to be playing like literally right before this podcast is when I play. And I went out there and they didn't have enough people tonight. So I came home and cracked a beer. But yeah, I play it. We play my dad and my brother and his son. So we have 3 generations of us out there playing basketball together.
How old's your dad?
He just turned 70 not too long.
Damn.
Oof.
Yeah, that's good for him.
Yeah.
And he's like legit playing pickup ball. You're not just like kind of like he's not just like hanging at the fucking 3-point line waiting for someone to pass him the ball. Like he's in there playing defense and shit as a 70-year-old.
It's competitive basketball, man. It's awesome. He's a beast, man. He is the toughest dude that has ever lived. So, and he will never stop. I mean, real quick, funny story on the side, like not funny, but he's got one of those e-bikes and he hauls ass on it and he doesn't pay attention. But he literally just hit a curb like 2 weeks ago and fell on his shoulder, and he was out there playing ball the next day. Like,
it's wild.
It's like, dude, take a rest, man. You're 70. You can't be flipping over the handlebars with an e-bike.
Can't rest when you're 70. That's when it gets you.
Yeah.
He's wild, man.
Yeah, my dad's still going. He's out there every day doing the backyard work, doing the landscaping work.
That's good, man. When you stop, that's when problems happen.
Exactly. So when did you stop rollerblading?
Well, I don't know. Do you have a definitive date when you stopped doing something? That's one of those things that I wish that I could still do, but no, that falling down hurts really bad.
I used to love rollerblading, so like it was my favorite. I couldn't skate backwards. That was the only thing I never picked up.
Yeah.
I was doing jumps and twirls and ramps, but going backwards, like if I had to like maintain the momentum, I couldn't figure that shit out.
Yeah. I love rollerblading. I loved everything. I loved, roller hockey. I loved aggressive skating. I loved all that stuff, dude. But yeah, I mean, I was lifting still. So it was probably like 4 or 5 years ago. I fell really hard. I hit a rail and I fell really, really hard. And I was like, yeah, I don't know if I want to do this like that anymore. So
no, I don't blame you. I'm going 20 years ago. Like I stopped in my 20s. Like
imagine falling down really hard right now on concrete.
Nah.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
No, it's not.
I'm sure it'll happen.
Yeah, just have a couple more pints and run in the street.
So, Big Andy, who do you think has a more extensive shoe collection? You or Big Tanner?
Ooh,
I hear you both like the snazzy old basketball shoes.
Big shoe guys.
Yeah, I didn't know you had a
I don't know how big of a collection he is. He might literally own 2 pairs of shoes. I just feel like he talks about them a lot. Or they've had episodes where they go in depth about like early 90s basketball shoes and stuff.
Yeah. And they both shock me, like when they talk about that stuff and they know like the specific models or like players of it. I was like, I didn't take them as like shoe, or they're talking about like the starter jackets and all that stuff the other week. And I was like, I don't think either one of y'all would really be into this stuff. But I got a pretty good shoe collection, but I don't have anything like crazy expensive. I just buy a lot of shoes, and it's gotten worse with lifting too, because now
yeah, there's so many. Well, you need squat shoes, you need flats, you need fucking a general purpose. If you have to go to a commercial gym or something, you don't really want to, be the guy that's I don't know. I take barefoot and squat shoes with me pretty much to any gym I go to at this point.
That's how I am too. And then like I'm still trying to run some too. I want to stay somewhat active, and running shoes are crazy expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that sucks. Lifters and running shoes are that's what kills me. And those are my favorites. So
I actually wore running shoes for the first time in like 2 years the other day because I was on my feet for 12 hours.
They are kind of nice.
Just foot prisons. No, foot prisons. Never again. Going back to barefoot. Even if I have to get barefoot shoes that have a little extra padding.
That sounds like an oxymoron, doesn't it?
No, because you can still get the wide toe box.
I gotcha.
Right?
Yeah,
but you would just have, because I have a pair that's not barefoot like we're barefoot, like our friends barefoot.
Yep.
And they actually
the one that we don't have a discount code with.
Yes. Yeah.
God, that was so bad.
And it has a little bit of like rubbery padding at the bottom just to make them a little more comfortable. I
gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely a wide shoe guy.
I wear the Tolos about 90% of the time. That's because Basement Brandon put me onto those. So
okay. So you decided to build a motorcycle one day. Why?
Yeah, the mini bike. Yeah, that thing is ratchet, man. It that was one of those when I used to just have all the time in the world to tinker, and I had a pressure washer motor, and I decided to build a motorcycle frame and put it on there, and the rest is history. It's dangerous. That was one of those things where you and your friends are dumb and you have beers and you go right. So it's still in the shed. I still got it back there, but the wife, she doesn't like it. She wants me to sell it. It's the loudest thing you will ever hear, man. It's insanely loud. Like everybody in the neighborhood comes outside when I turn it on.
That's funny. I was deep diving your Facebook there a little bit, and Instagram. I saw like multiple still images of like just like motorcycle frames, or I guess custom like pedal bike frames. Looks like you've done some mini custom low riding bikes and whatnot.
Yeah. Back in the day, that was everybody used to get beach cruisers because we're 30 minutes from the ocean front. So you would just get your beach cruiser and go park and ride the boardwalk, or we always have like free concerts on the beach and stuff down here. So you'd park at a buddy's house and ride your bike down there, and everybody had something weird. Usually it was spider webs and stuff back then. I had one that had like a big diamond in it and all sorts of stuff. So it was cool. That was fun. I used to love building those.
Nice. It looks like you're the literal like 69th crew member that played bass in their youth. I think we've had at least a literal, like, the 69 isn't accurate, but it's been over 10. I feel like we've had at least I don't know, someone can correct me, but we've had many a bass player on the podcast. So I guess you still play any instruments? You still, or was that just more of a young man's game?
No, I still got one up there. I don't pick it up as much, man. I started taking acoustic lessons later in life. I mean, it was probably 5 years ago, and I still pick it up and play occasionally, but I really suck, man. It's like so different from bass. I was pretty good at bass, but I always did percussion and bass in high school, and I was way better at those things than acoustic. I just don't understand. Mm-hmm. I know I have really fat hands, but I don't know, man. It's just a different thing. It's way harder than both those.
Yeah, I've never been the musical type, so I can't relate all that much. But I definitely, we've had a lot of musical, inspire, people that have done that either as a hobby or pretty in depth. We had many a crew that been in bands like more in depth than just like your high school band too. There's been a lot of guys that were in bands into their like 20s and 30s. I feel. So
I feel like there's a lot of bass players in powerlifting period too.
There's some correlation
at some point they played the bass.
Well, it's like like the old ad, isn't the bass players like always kind of like playing second fiddle? So that just seems like the guy that would like be the gym bro. Like, you know, the lead singer and the guitarist is the one getting all the girls and like not getting rejected, so they don't have that like internal drive to go to the gym and like, you know, fill that broken heart void with weight training. So I mean, I think there might be some correlation there.
Yeah, we just we got 50,000 bass players in the powerlifting world. Some lead singers.
So with your fat fingers, as you self-proclaimed, here it says that you can sew. Or are we talking like, you know, thread and needle, or the sewing machine? Because
I don't know who the hell put that up there. I can. I can sew. Yeah, I mean
that's what it says.
I have sewed things before. I burn my jeans a lot. I get holes in everything from welding, so I sew everything up.
Yeah,
I'm guessing that's what they're talking about.
Must
because
be.
I've always got some raggedy pants on when I'm at work. But I mean, you catch yourself on fire all day long, dude. What are you supposed to do?
Do you not wear like? Have you not? Do you even got you some nice fire retardant pants or anything? I know those are super expensive, but I figured you do that for a living. You'd buy like 2 or 3 pairs of those, and you're good for the week.
Did you say something about a laptop and you bought SBD stuff instead?
Got
That's how
him.
this works. That's how it works. I might have needed new pants, but I probably bought a barbell.
That's I can relate to that, obviously. My computer is still having a seizure in the fucking corner. I just wanted to restart, and it's just dying over there. So that's
buddy, you look talking to you right now is like talking to my girlfriend in my teens. Like you're laying on your bed with your hand over your head, the blurry camera.
I just turned my video off. So I didn't realize it was on video. That's frustrating. I'm not gonna sit at my desk. Like I can't look at my laptop, so I'm not gonna sit in the chair. Like there's no point.
You need to update your MySpace, man.
I literally know I was updating my goddamn computer since like fucking 5:30 this afternoon, and it's like I don't know why it's fucking. I don't know. I'm very annoyed. Very, very annoyed.
So, who do you think eats more eggs, you or Tanner?
I don't know. I know he eats a lot, but dude, I eat a whole lot of eggs. I know we buy at least 54 eggs a week.
Holy.
That's a lot.
Yeah, because I do meal prep every Sunday and I cook 30. That's for my breakfast during the week. But then I also just cook eggs randomly.
Yeah.
Because my son will eat an egg sandwich or something, and my wife, she hard boils them. But dude, it's a superfood.
It really is. No, actually, I haven't talked to you guys since. Have you ever heard of Freaka?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So I learned about this through an influencer guy. It's essentially quinoa, except it doesn't taste like sand. Right? So it's a bit thicker. It's like a young green wheat. But I was looking at the macros. I threw it up in Discord. It's got something like 14 grams of protein per quarter cup. It's got the manganese is illegally insane. Like I was looking at these macros and I turned to my wife and I was like, I want this. Like that is the true superfood for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we went and found that. We made that last week.
I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, it's from the Middle East. It's grown in Egypt and like Palestine and those areas up there. And yeah, God, you make it like rice, but it tastes a little earthier and a little better. But the macros are incredible.
Hell yeah.
Did you listen to the Thanksgiving episode?
I listened to about a quarter of it.
All right. So did you get to the deviled eggs part?
I believe so.
Where do you fall on deviled eggs? Are you me and Scance level where no plate left behind, or?
No, man, that's a different thing. I would say, yeah. I mean, I'm probably where you and Scance are, but I don't know. Deviled eggs is just a whole different food to me, man.
My wife tried to make once, and she put crunchy mustard. You know, like that mustard that has like full mustard seeds.
Oh no.
Yeah, and she brought it to me. She's like, "Here, try this." And I took a bite, and I love the girl, but I gagged. Like, what did you put in this? And she's like, I didn't have regular mustard. And I was like, ah. But we got on the subject of deep fried deviled eggs. Maybe I've never seen them anywhere but one restaurant here in my city. Yeah, they take the egg part and they deep fry it with a batter, and then they add the cold yolk, slice of bacon, and some chives. I it's so good. It's the best
Yeah,
version of eggs I think I've ever had.
I'm in for that.
All right. Keith is still here? Nope. All right, all right, all right, all right. So FMK.
I'm here.
Oh, okay. Do you
Sorry,
want me?
I'll do FMK. I want to do the one at the shit. Here it is.
What? Hold on.
No,
Make sure Andy's still here. Everybody's internet sucks. You guys need that Canadian internet.
give me one sec. Where the fuck did it go? Okay,
Well,
Andy, you there, buddy? Nope. Okay, so no Andy. So let's.
oh, he's back now.
Nice.
Oh, there we go.
Hey, buddy.
We were gonna hit you with a little FMK.
Okay.
All right, so another relatively new game that we came up with all by ourselves here. So fuck, marry, kill. Big Andy. We're gonna go with Peggy Hill, Marge Simpson, Lois Griffin.
That's the one I was gonna go with too.
God
So
damn it.
good call.
That was the best one.
Yeah.
I know you like you like Rushmore more than FMK, so I saw
I'm gonna
that
do
one this
Rushmore.
morning.
You just weren't here.
Yep. Yeah, we're here.
Oh, we're definitely marrying Peggy Hill.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She would definitely hold it down. If I'd have to go Lois, I think.
Loose Lois.
I don't want to kill Marge, man. Marge she was maybe on board for Mary too.
Yeah.
I think that's what I would have to do though. Mary. Oh yeah, Mary. Man, that's tough.
It is tough. I've since I saw that this afternoon, I was like, oh man, I don't know what I would do with that.
I mean,
I guess I'd have to
I
kill
definitely
Marge.
wouldn't marry Lois though. No
what?
way.
I was about to bring up a good argument because
Okay.
she's a Peter Schmidt. Why wouldn't you marry into the richest family in Rhode Island?
But she's not faithful, man.
That's true.
I don't think I've seen Family Guy past like the first like 3 seasons, honestly.
God damn it.
It's been a while since I've watched
It's
Family
been a
Guy.
while.
I used to own like I did own like in like the early 2000s the first like 3 season or 5 maybe 5 seasons, but definitely nothing past like 2007.
I fall asleep
Like-
to Family Guy and it makes my wife very mad.
Is it still
Really?
getting episodes? I have no clue. Like
Yep.
is it still
Yeah.
Oh wow. So it's like
Yeah.
it's
But I feel like everybody back then had that box set with like the first 7 seasons.
yeah, I definitely had that.
Every dude around our age had that box set, and it just
Mhm.
played all the time.
All right. Good answers. Good answers. Do you want to do Mount Rushmore? Do you want to go to another
No, let's
trivia fact? Well,
Whatever.
because Mount Rushmore is going to bore Keith again
I'm good.
because it's about wrestling.
It doesn't
Again.
have to be. I mean, there's like 7.
Oh no, I have my idea.
suggestions.
I read all of these and I was like, I know the one I want to do. And the thing about it is like, obviously the crossover between strength athletes and wrestling is going to be like a flat circle. There's a lot of us that are into it, have been into it. Some of us are lifters because of it, right? Like it's got to be there. So one of the challenges is finding different questions to ask. So
Yeah.
I might have asked this already, but I think we're going to ask you this same one. I'm going to go the Mount Rushmore of Attitude Era heels.
Ooh. That's tough because there's so many that are kind of heels that aren't really heels. Is The Rock considered a heel in that era?
Yeah, like for sure.
Yeah. Well, then obviously The Rock.
When he first like left the nation,
Yeah.
right? That was
And-
Rock. That was heel Rock with the $1,000 shirts.
Yeah. But also wasn't Stone Cold originally a heel around that time era, but he
No, I would say he started as an attempt at a heel as the ringmaster.
yeah.
And then the moment the Austin 316 says, I just whooped your ass, that launched him into stardom. And then he he couldn't be a heel if he tried.
Oh, well. Man. What about is Goldust a heel then?
Oh fuck yeah, people hated that.
I'd say Goldust would be on there, man, because that was like the one that you wanted him in the matches, but everybody hated him.
People hate because he made you uncomfortable.
Yeah, that was like the first guy that was doing all that stuff, but he was, oh my God, he was like the ultimate.
There's a sound argument that he actually started the Attitude Era because he did that before the Austin 316 thing.
Yeah.
So like a lot of people say Austin started it, but if you really look at what he was doing, where he was like being just really homosexual and making people uncomfortable and like androgynous, like
just ruining every promo too. Like he would just jump in and ruin a promo for somebody too.
Yeah. That the original Goldust, I would give you that one too.
What other heels, man?
Oh, there's one you're missing. There's one you're missing so hard.
Who?
Triple H is the greatest heel of that era. When he married Stephanie McMahon, like it was the cerebral assassin, not the game.
He was a heel, but he was also like leading the entire thing. So
he had charge of creative, but at the same time, like he was fun to hate. Everything he did to test, and he did lead it with Stephanie McMahon. Like that dude was such a piece of shit for so long.
Yeah, but everything DX was just like,
yeah.
But DX could not do wrong. Man.
That's when he stopped being a heel.
Yeah,
like he went from the cerebral assassin, the game, to Triple H. He wasn't Hunter Hearst Helmsley anymore. He was Triple H.
That's where everything gets blurry with me because, like that, I don't know that time period. It's just like I don't even remember hating Triple H. I don't even remember hating Goldust. I was just always laughing so hard.
Oh yeah,
it's like he would just come and ruin a promo, dude. He would come and just do something so insane that everybody would be like, "What is this? Is wrestling? Like, what is it?"
When he would do like the rubbing his body.
Oh God, yeah, and just randomly kissing a dude or something.
Oh yeah, when he kissed he gave Ahmed Johnson CPR, and Ahmed Johnson lost his mind.
Oh my God, yeah,
he had all the gold makeup all over his face.
And then I'd probably have to say Vince. I mean,
oh yeah,
because he
Mr.
was
McMahon.
Yeah, he was the leader of everything. So I mean, of all the heels. And God, I do remember hating him.
Yep.
Like I just wanted people to get in the ring and kill him.
Up until he was unveiled as the mastermind of the ministry.
Yeah.
At that point, he jumped the shark, and people stopped caring. People were just like, "Boo, stupid." It was me, Austin. Nobody cares, man.
So that's a pretty solid Mount Rushmore, I'd say.
Yeah, I think you had Goldust.
Rock, Goldust, Vince, and Trip. Yeah.
Oh, I gave you Trip, so if you want to put it on, that's awesome. But if you got another one,
yeah, I'll leave him on, man. He was a good one. I hated Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Yep.
But
he drugged Stephanie McMahon and got her married at that's heel shit, man.
Dude, all that stuff back then is just so insane. That Vince McMahon documentary is just like diabolical thing you can watch.
I'll be honest, I think they were soft on him.
Really?
Yeah, I think they
didn't shit all over him, you would say?
No.
See what I did there?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I think they were a little soft on him, to be honest. And because I read all the reviews about how it was the worst takedown of Vince McMahon. And then I was like, no, actually, they were kind of nice to him. Like, they still kind of solidified his legacy.
Yeah.
Talked about, how important he was. Then they talked about the shitty stuff he did. And then at the end, they were still like, but by the way, he is still Vincent fucking K. McMahon.
They filmed it up until, because the allegations were still going on when they finish it, right?
Yeah. And that's about the time where he was like, I don't want to interview anymore when that one came out, the big one.
Yeah. Everything horrible.
It was all stuff everybody kind of already talked about.
Yeah.
And then the testimony came out about no, it really happened. Terrible. All right. That's what I had. Oh, somebody asked me if you. This is really funny because this is poignant to me. Do you have a Mount Rushmore of influencers?
Mhm.
Me?
Yeah, somebody
Oh,
put it in here, and I'm just like, I'm interested to hear that because I fucking hate influencers.
oh man, the home gym influencers.
Yeah, let's go home gym influencers. That are diet
Oh,
influencers. They're also the worst.
well then we gotta throw Big Keith on there.
I'm not up there. No, I'm
Clearly, he's an influencer.
not.
Look at what you made Tanner do. He bought all those York plates and all because of you.
He used your code for his barbell brushes, man. Like that's influencer shit.
I still get a few of those every now and then.
I still push
Oh
mine.
yeah, I just totally realized too. I have a banner that I tried to order from Plate Snacks for y'all, and I never placed the order. I just got an email for it, so I got to go back and do that.
I love how you so like I don't know if his Black Friday deal is still going on. So you just I guess now you can use code unpaid because I don't know if he allowed stacking of discounts. So you missed out on the 25% off, and you have to settle for 10.
Son of a.
He might still. I don't know if you. That's really funny though. I'm not sure. I don't know if he has like a Cyber Week deal or not, or it was just last week.
Look at you just influencing away, dude.
Yep. Actually there was a shirt I really wanted for tonight, and I was hoping it would get here for Crew Falls, but it essentially says it doesn't essentially. It says I might be a piece of shit, but at least I'm not a social media influencer. So I'm hoping it arrives in time to wear next weekend.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, then I guess Basement Brandon's got to go on there.
He's a good dude.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Dude.
What?
It's from the OK podcast.
Oh,
They always say "good dude" after the guest goes off.
Dude.
hilarious. All right.
You got to put Coop on there.
Do I?
There's some cross feelings on that one. I've seen Keith on many a post on that one.
I've relented some of my aggression.
Yeah, he's okay, man. I've got my individual things with him too, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Influencer shit. Who cares, right?
Yeah. Fourth. What's my fourth? Who can be a fourth?
You got Gluck, you got Adam, you got.
I know. It was either going to be between Gluck or Carp.
Yeah, I was gonna say Carp up there.
Yeah, I'd have to put Gluck on there, man. I've actually taken a lot of Gluck's advice, and it's really cool seeing the progress he's made. His gym
for sure, yeah,
crazy now. Like it just keeps going.
I feel so bad that like his construction cost so much more money and was like so much more time consuming than they expected because he lived on a fucking boulder, and then he got like the one thing I will bust his balls about was like on one of their videos. It might have even just been in the Patreon. They were kind of giving their contractors a hard time because they got an initial quote to do all the drywall with like the guys didn't know there was all that gym equipment in there. So when they came to do the drywall and it was fucking full of equipment, like the quote like doubled or tripled or something because they would have had to fucking like work around all this shit. And he didn't seem to understand that. And I was like, well, I mean, I kind of understand that. Like, you're making the job significantly more challenging than what it would be. So, like, you can't just roll scaffolding around now. And now you got to, like, work around all this fucking huge obstacles. Like, it should be more money. Maybe not to the extent of what they, did the bid at. But I don't know. I guess I remember getting a kick out of that.
Yeah, no. And also, you're hanging drywall over pieces of equipment that are $5,000 and $6,000 a piece. Like, you don't. I understood that one when I was watching it. I was like, yeah, dude, they're probably right.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I didn't know any of that, by the way. I didn't know any of that. I have no clue what you guys are talking about.
That's good stuff.
I have no clue what's happening right now.
You have not been influenced enough, dude.
No, I'm definitely not being influenced enough. That's a very true statement most of my days.
Well, yeah, I'd put Gluck on there. So Keith, Brandon, Coop, Gluck. There you go.
I don't belong in that sentence, but I'll take it. Thank you.
Hey, you've got more followers than me.
Yeah,
my gym does. You edge me out on my personal, but my gym edges you out. I think by a couple, possibly. Mm-hmm. Which is funny that my gym is more fucking followers than my personal.
And
Your Mount Rushmore would have to be the Keith face.
wait, hold on, wait. Yeah.
Oh, dog, did you see the one? I
Yeah,
kind
there
of
we go.
like. I usually don't like feed into it too much because it's kind of just weird having my face on shit. But like when David put my face as the Christmas tree topper, I about pissed myself laughing so hard. I loved it, and I would
asked
love for
Morgan.
other crew to do that.
Yeah, I
Even
asked
if even if
Morgan.
it's just for the picture and then take it down. I think that'd be great to see.
I was like, "Hey, can I make a Keith head ornament?" And she just honestly said no. Period. Like there was no. And I was like, "I'm fucking gonna like, like it's gonna happen. Get over it." Do I have
That's
any
great.
more?
There's like 3 behind you, so you could just
There's one behind me. There's this one here. There's two in my gym.
you could just put
That's
a paper
great.
clip through one of those and hang it up. You'll be
Yeah.
fine.
Attach
I
it to
love
a piece of steel or magnet or something. Yeah, absolutely.
it.
Oh, that's like, oh, yeah. I forgot to bring this up. This is the 1 year anniversary of the Keith's Head picture coming up this
Yeah, it will
weekend.
be. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Like
absolutely.
it was at the last Crew Falls that you took that stupid picture up your
Oh,
nose. And I was just
fuck
like,
off.
and I was like, why am I looking up your nose for this picture?
Because I'm allowed to
And
be in it because I'm an
one
influencer.
of the Davids, I think, was the
See?
first person to put your face on another photo. And it hasn't ended. Like it's
Nope.
been
And he's even still got Tanner. Like I think he's done a reorder
oh, he had
because
to have.
like
There's no way. He's got a
because
whole stack of them
he
now.
only had 100 to begin with, and I know he's given 100 out. I've seen fucking pictures of 100, and he had a whole fucking stack in the video. He posted the video on Discord of like trying to get his daughter to take it to school or something for like show and tell or something like that, and she was like, "No, I don't know Keith. I don't know
No,
Keith."
I don't know, Keith.
I was just like, "Oh my god, this has such a mind of its own. It's wild."
Oh yeah, that went crazy with that one picture of the dollar store Tommy. And somebody's like, "Why does that baby look so mad?" And I put your head over the baby. Like that was
That was good.
hilarious. Like
That was good. That was really good.
I
And
think
like,
I need one. My lat pull down has stickers like everywhere, so I think I
well,
need a Keith head for that.
you have to come to these. Well, I actually don't. I'm not the keeper of the Keith Head sticker. That's a Tanner thing. But if you need a unpaid and underrated, well, we'll get you some stickers mailed out for unpaid and underrated shortly. We got Big Jeff on that. Just check
Oh,
your.
that was part of my my Friday order too. I ordered a unpaid and underrated shirt.
Yes.
Hey, nice. Appreciate that. And I'm always so glad when they do the Black Friday sale. Like every time they do a discount shirt and ours isn't included in the discount, I get very, very happy because like it's going to be a sad day when there's like 2 left in a couple years and they're just like, all right, this podcast is over. Something happened. Joey and Keith broke up and we got to get rid of these shirts. We're going to put them on like $7
Broke
clearance.
up.
And I'm going to like see our shirt on like $7 clearance. I'm going to be like, motherfucker. So every time I still see it at full price, it makes me happy.
Yeah,
I agree.
yeah, it's a cool shirt, and it looks like it fits a lot. Like everyone who wears it, it looks like it fits them great. So I was like, that was what sold me on.
I mean, it's the same blank, so I mean, it should.
They're all the same blank.
They're all the same blank. You're right.
100%.
All right. Should we move into the unpaid
Yeah.
underrated?
Yeah, I think I've thrown enough stuff in unpaid that we both got something to pick from, and you got a couple in there. So, all right, Big Andy, are you familiar with unpaid or underrated? Do we need to explain the rules to you?
I think I can figure it out.
All right, so just if your family or friends are listening for the first time, similar to overrated or underrated, where you kind of pick one or the other. This is just substitute unpaid for overrated. So anything you think overrated, we'll call unpaid, and anything that's underrated will still be underrated. So. Big Andy, I want to know your opinion, unpaid or underrated, taking half-court shots at high school, in high school, and if there's any funny stories that correspond to that.
Oh my god, I know exactly who said this. Yeah, that's definitely underrated. It's a horrible story.
It's better than the other story we got submitted that I'm not going to ask about. So,
oh Jesus, yeah, and I was worried about that with a lot of my friends, man. But yeah, no, the story for that one, I in high school we were doing, I think it was $1 bets. We were betting $1 on who would hit the half court shot first, and I mean, we were launching and just getting further and further back, and like there's like 6 classes in the gym, and I just launched it, and this girl walked in. The door is right behind it, which is a terrible spot. And I hit her in the face
Oh
and broke her
no.
feet out. And I was friends with her, but it was one of those things where like the record stopped and like everybody was looking when this happened. And it followed me. I was the biggest asshole of all time. But yeah, it killed her. It took her head off.
Yep. Once again, welcome to Unpaid and Underrated, where we make you relive past trauma over and over and over again. What the fuck, Keith? I didn't know that was on there.
Oh, well, it was better than the other story that I saw.
Probably, but like, damn it.
So are we gonna? So that sounds like it's unpaid.
But I think
for the final rating, are we gonna go underrated?
I think I'm gonna do underrated because making a half court shot is the best thing ever.
Nice. Have you actually ever made one, or just this story?
I know I've made a bunch of them, but
cool. Okay.
I knew that was tied to that story, and I
yes, sir.
know exactly who said that.
All right. Unpaid or underrated? So I'm asking this because I'm guessing. Are you a Celtics fan?
Yes.
Okay. So a West Virginia alum, Joe Mazzulla, your head coach. What do you think? Unpaid or underrated? I think he's in his second year now. Third year? Second year?
Yeah, he is underrated, man. That he makes me laugh so hard. And I don't know I'm sure it's just a show, the way that he acts, but his just every interview is gold. He's just like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, did you see it? Yeah, it was good. Very Bill Belichick style. Yeah. But yeah, I'd say he's underrated.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've loved to see his success. As like, all right, so he's roughly my age, maybe he's a little younger even, but he was playing like I grew up in a college town, and he was like one of the players on that team for several years. I think he ended up being like a 6-year player between a red shirt and a medical red shirt. So, you know, I'm sure I crossed paths with him at some point. You know, in a bar downtown at one point.
That's awesome.
Yeah. All right, unpaid or underrated? What do you think about the Dodge Magnum?
Oh my God. I'd say for everybody else that's ever owned it besides me, I'd say it's unpaid. But mine was underrated. I don't know how I acquired this thing. Well, I know how. I had sold a truck, and I was walking outside of my parents' house, and there was a Dodge Magnum on 26-inch rims and like fully decked out. And it said like $5,000 in the window. And I was like, how? And this was back when it was like a brand new Dodge Magnum station wagon. And I was just like, my now wife. Then I was like, this is a crazy car, but like that's a steal. And I went and talked to the guy. He was like, yeah, you know, my mom just died. We're moving out of state. I got to get rid of it. And I was like, all right. So I had me a dubbed out Dodge Magnum with TVs in it and everything. It was something to be seen. It looked like a hearse. Everybody called it the hearse. It was a big black tinted windows with 26-inch chrome wheels.
What kind of mileage did that thing get?
It was horrible.
I can imagine. We're talking like if you got 10, you were happy.
Yeah. We were. I think it had a V8 in it.
Oof. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was a dumb purchase, but I think I sold it for like $13,000 or $14,000 after.
Was an investment?
Yeah, it was came up, so I was definitely not unpaid on that. I was underrated.
Nice.
A lot of investment talk this week.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna pass the baton over to Joey.
All right, easy. Unpaid or underrated? Mismatched stall mats.
Oh my gosh, man!
I saw that on Instagram. I was like, I gotta ask about that.
I know the one. So when I started, all they had was the diamond, and like I was telling you about Tommy, how it's hilarious that he thinks he's stopping and he just keeps buying more stall mats.
Everybody thinks they're done.
Yeah,
I'm done. I don't need anything else. Yep.
And then you get 8 more stall mats, but you have some diamond and some smooth. And yeah, if you see half my videos, I wish I could. I probably could, but I could just turn the camera on. I have one stall mat. It's diamond right in the middle of all this.
That would actually infuriate me.
Yeah. So
I'd flip it upside down or something. I'd be so fucking mad at that.
yeah, I'm just waiting. And then the Tractor Supply up here never has the smooth ones. So
your best bet, and like for the advice is like the only way I've been able to like end up pairing up matching stall mats, because like the Tractor Supply is no use anymore, and without restarting altogether, is just marketplace. Like you have to just get lucky enough to find the right design when someone's selling marketplace stall mats. So just start looking at stall mats like regularly on marketplace and keep your fingers crossed.
yeah, and I was doing that, but I was becoming that guy that's like, if somebody who's listing like bumper plates and I see
Yeah, you're buying
stall mats in
everything
the
else.
background, I'm like, are you selling the stall mats?
I've done that. Yep, I did that a lot.
Like, why the hell are you asking about that? No, I'm selling the weights.
That's good
Yeah,
stuff.
one of these, yeah, unpaid. Mix match
yeah.
stall mats sucks.
Unpaid or underrated, Dead Island.
Dude, very underrated. That
I played it.
it's so good. The new one is just incredible, man. I've played it through this. I've never played a video. Well, I played The Last of Us. I played that through twice.
Ooh, I like this.
I played this Dead Island. I think this is my fourth playthrough. So
Jeez, are you playing VR?
no, it's just PS5.
Mhm.
But they just did a big story update, so it's like it came back out completely redone. So no, my son won't let me play VR. That's his. I bought it for him, and he's like,
Damn
yeah.
it.
If you drain the battery and don't put it on the charger, I was like,
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I can see that being bothersome to a child, but at the same time, I paid for that. Out of the way.
yeah. My wife definitely makes fun of me when I'm playing the VR too. But like every zombie game on that is definitely scary. I don't care what anybody says. It's like, they come around and you feel a vibration, and
What's
I
your
don't
what's your favorite zombie game?
know. Of all like VR or just
No, just in general.
um if it's not Dead Island, I'd probably say there's a really weird one called Days Gone, where you're just
I don't know
like
it.
I've played that, I think.
you're like a methed out biker, and it was like open world, like Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah. I played that.
Yeah, that one was super fun. It had when it first came out, it had a bunch of bugs, and nobody really wanted to. It got terrible ratings because of that. But
The preview for that, because there was like a YouTube like a walk, not a walkthrough, but like a teaser, and the teaser made the game look fucking amazing, like it was going to be better than Last of Us, and then when you get it, and it's like, oh, it's not as good.
yeah, and then they fixed it. That's the thing is, I bought it after like they fixed all the bugs, and it was a lot better.
Gotcha.
The Last of Us is always. I mean, it's that one's just incredible, but I don't even classify that as zombie sometimes.
Me either. Resident Evil's not on there.
Oh yeah, I mean, if we're going back, like, dude, if you go back to like the original Resident Evil, I played that for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah, I'm Resident Evil 2. I must have played for way too much. They're releasing the Legacy of Kain.
Oh really?
Soul Reaver. That's coming out as a remake, and I was like, that was one of my favorite games of all time on PS1, and I can't wait. Yeah, I'm gonna buy that. I don't care what happens.
Did you ever see Resident Evil: The Village?
I played that. Yeah,
that was it was not Resident Evil-esque, but it was really scary.
No, I don't know that one. Resident Evil 5 was scary as shit.
Yeah,
that one came out during COVID, so I think they like the whole world kind of.
Yeah. I don't even think I finished that game because it was just too hard, and I got annoyed.
Some of those are. A lot of those Resident Evil games are crazy hard.
Yep. All right. Unpaid or underrated? This is my last one. Lil Jon.
Man, Lil Jon he's underrated.
Yeah.
It's the Kings of Kronk. That was like our every high school dance or anything after that was all Lil Jon and the East Side Boys. You just can't listen to one of those songs and not be really happy. That's why I was really shocked when I saw Tommy went to see him.
It was just him.
It's just him DJing. But I thought the same thing. I was like, he's not going to come out and rap. He doesn't really say much. But Yeah, no, he's definitely underrated. That's like the ultimate hype up music.
Yep. Yeah, I've gotten into some Trill lately. Right.
Trill's
I brought up Glorilla earlier. That song is a remake of Wipe Me Down.
yeah.
Wipe Me Down is an incredible song. Like
Oh yeah.
that gets me amped. Like if
Yeah.
I'm like I'm ready to go to work, I'm ready to go to the gym, like I'm listening to Wipe Me Down right now. That's my amp song.
Anything boozy is definitely up there.
You had to wipe yourself down last week after you sneezed on your junk.
Correct. All right, that does it. Yeah, I think you won unpaid and underrated. You did it. You
Yep.
passed.
We can air it.
Yeah, we can
Thank
air the episode. All right. Do you have anything for us?
No, I just love that you guys are doing this. It's very cool. It's awesome to have more to listen to Massonomics wise, and y'all do a really good job. And
Appreciate that.
I hope the work doesn't go unnoticed because I know a lot of this stuff does take a lot of hard work. So it's very cool. It's very cool what y'all do, bringing everybody together, and I hope that I get to see everybody at Lift Hard, Live Easy Classic 3.
I think they make a mistake if they don't go with Lift Hard, Live Threezy.
3Z. That's what I always say.
I genuinely think that's a mistake. And Tanner, I know you're going to listen. Just putting it out there. Lift Hard, Live Threezy. Let's do it.
I don't know. I don't love it. I don't get it. Is it just that it's a play on words? Is it
it's literally the word three and
I get
easy
it, but
combined.
I get it. I don't know. I just like things like everything just be like, Lift Hard, Live Easy 1, Lift Hard, Live Easy 2, Lift Hard, Live Easy 3. Just to keep it simple.
Why do you hate fun?
I just
4Z, 5Z, 6Z.
I like organization and consistency more than anarchy, I guess.
That's more likely. It's more likely to push Tanner to 3Z now that you hate it.
It's possible.
That's the next shirt drop. Just says 3Z on the front.
We're gonna launch the new slides. They're gonna be 3Zs.
Yes.
My goal though for next year is I want Crew Falls to get so big that we basically force them to have to make a shirt for it. Like if there's at least if we have 50, 60 people there this year, and next year's potentially 100, because I think they really only need to sell 100 shirts to justify an order.
Yeah, they should definitely do that.
But also, I don't know if Crew Falls could handle 100 because, then it'd be so unreal. It'd be so much harder to realistically do food and gatherings.
You're booking whole restaurants at that rate. That's ridiculous.
Well, I'm concerned at even the 40 or 50 we're going to have or whatever it ends up being. So, but I think enough people are going to kind of miss, the pizza and shit that I think it's going to be staggered enough that really it's just Saturday. It's just we're going to see if the Los Campeones can handle all of this at one time. So it's just going to be a great weekend.
They could also still have the winter meet, the Cool Beans Classic. I threw that in the Discord a long time ago.
No, I will. It's bad enough to try to get to fucking Sioux Falls in the first week of December. Get into fucking Aberdeen even later into the year. No, thank you. Or later into the winter, that is.
They could do Crew Falls and then a week later have the Cool Beans Classic. So it's just a week's worth of Massonomics.
I ain't got that much PTO.
or Keith just hosts it.
I would love to do that.
Gets a federation into his basement.
Yeah.
Powerlifting. I'd probably go to that.
Unsanctioned. Yeah. I would, if we can get the crew organized enough, I could easily get enough, get 10, 15 people down here. It'd be great.
Last week of October, first week of November, Keith hosts a big unsanctioned meet in his basement. There's a huge chance I'm showing up. It's the Cool Beans Classic.
I would be there.
Oh, you heard it here. He committed.
That's closer for me than North Dakota or South Dakota.
Yeah, we're probably, I'd at least say 10 hours away, probably.
All right.
Yeah.
You want to hit him with the affiliates there, Sleepy guy?
Yeah. Let's see if I can mess this up this week. So go use our. Just have at it.
All right. Don't forget to use our codes at all of these places. Obsidian Ammonia, Barbell Rescue, Plate Snacks, Home Gym Con, Belt Fed Strength, Strength Co Apparel. Coolest thing about some of those guys, they're not even kickbacks to us. They literally just gave us a code for you to use to save money. Some of them are kickbacks. Some of them aren't. Who cares which one is? If you're going to buy their products, at least, you use our code to show some recognition that you listen and you appreciate them giving us that code, because not everybody does that. That's really awesome. So all of those companies, hit us up. Where can we find you, Keith?
Keith Honeycutt73 on Instagram. Be sure to go follow my Orange Gym, the No Wine Cellar.
Andy, where are we going to find you again?
Find me at Bremmy Strong or Andy Pandy with 2 A's.
Andy Pandy. I love it.
Andy Pandy.
Andy Pandy. And I sounded like the Christmas poo. Andy Pandy.
That's
right.
it.
That's like the...
What, Keith?
No, that's the South Park like turd, isn't it? Is
The
that what
Christmas poo. That's what I said.
Yeah. No, I didn't remember that. I thought it had a different name.
Mr. Hanky.
Yes.
Mr. Hanky, the Christmas poo. Yeah.
I don't remember the Christmas poo part. I just remember Mr. Hanky.
Yeah, you can find me at Christmas_poo on Instagram. Thanks for joining us, guys. See you next Tuesday.